Welcome to the City of Manistee Historic District Commission meeting. Today is Wednesday, March 25th. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We have roll call, please.
Commissioner Barrage?
Here.
Commissioner LaFave?
Here.
Commissioner Lorraine?
Here.
Chairperson Kenny?
Present.
Commissioner Trucks?
Yes.
Vice Chair Quinn?
Here.
And Commissioner Chris Quitz.
Here.
May I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Next on the agenda is a conflict of interest. At this time, the chair will ask if there are any members with a conflict of interest on the approved agenda. Hearing none. At this time, the Historic District Commission can take action to approve the minutes of the previous meeting held on February 25th, 2026.
Make that motion to approve the past minutes.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor. Is there any discussion? All in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Thank you. Public comment on agenda-related items. At this time, the chair will ask if there are any public comments. And hearing none, we move on to new business. First on the agenda for new business is considering an application for a certificate of appropriateness for 451 River Street. And I believe we have John Faber, the owner, on Zoom. If anybody
Yes,
has
I'm
any
here.
questions.
I saw pictures of it. I was able to navigate it.
Yeah, I actually just have a really dumb question. It says 451 River Street on the agenda, but the application says 457 and the street address is 457. Just checking to make sure.
Oh, okay.
Correct. Yeah, 457. That's correct.
Thank you.
That'd be Jerry's mistake.
Jerry.
It's a typo.
Zoning up.
It's a typo. It's good.
I think my 7s and 1s got confused.
Yeah, I'm happy to give a little summary of this if that's needed or answer any questions.
That would be great.
Thanks for having me and allowing me to dial in from Grand Rapids. I try to make it up as often as I can, but just wasn't an option today. So thank you for that.
Yeah, go ahead, Jen. You can give a summary.
Oh, sure. Sure. So this, we're calling it patio provisions, essentially a service window or an upgrade for our patio. So a dedicated pickup window is how it's going to function partly, which will help for us being counter service, bringing everybody inside to pick up their orders and kind of key peak months. Works, but isn't ideal. So when you get buzzed now moving forward, you'll be able to take that buzzer to our patio window and pick up your order there. Also will function as a service window. So we'll have a beer, canned cocktails, coffee, lemonade, custard, snacks. Not our full menu, but part of our menu available from there as well. So this will add some throughput during those key months that we really want to capitalize on that. So we're thinking better, faster service, and also going to make Sleigh Bell and some other key events a little easier for us to pull off with a little less setup. And we've been pretty key to those events over the past few years, so we're excited about being able to improve that. And then, yeah, I think we're planning on, should this all go forward, planning on 2 part-time kind of seasonal jobs that we think this will add. So we're excited about that too. That's it. I think from a renovation perspective, we're replacing an existing window opening with a new kind of window. In the packet, it's a black window. It will be white, so it matches. And it's kind of a bifold, so they open up. quite large. And then you can see we have some kind of accent siding around it to kind of call it out as a service area. And that would be that brown tone kind of, treated so that it holds up to the weather and whatnot. And then we would like to put a patio provision signs above it that would not be lit up. Yeah, we'd like to put a sign up above it if possible as well.
Is the sign part of your application?
I'm looking at this going, hey, I did the bifold and the siding accent, but I didn't put a number 3 on there for the patio provision sign. I would like it to be. I could come back with that as a second if you guys would like. But something simple like that with those words exactly and in white is what we're really envisioning.
I don't have any problems adding the sign to your application.
I'd second that.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay
good.
with that, Jerry?
Yeah.
We can do that administratively if you,
Cool.
So-
Yeah, and we're trying to get a jump on this before things get busy is kind of the goal. Get it done before, things start ramping up. But yeah.
So there looks like there's gonna be a little counter extension out there.
Yeah, that's the plan. Yep.
So I have a few questions. One is this new bifold window the same dimensions as the opening that's there now?
It's a little narrower, but it's only a few inches. But yeah, it's just a little narrower. The concept doesn't really do that justice. It actually won't be as large. It'll be a little narrower, but as tall. And we chose that specific window because it opens up provides the largest opening. Yeah.
Okay, all right. And then, we appreciate the fact that you come to us diligently when you're making changes. And the building was super altered before you even got your hands on it. There was a time when we were first talking about this, that there was an old photograph that someone was able to get that showed like there used to be an old entrance on that side, really close to that window, maybe where the garage door is.
You're right.
So basically had like a hipped roof over it. And that remembering that kind of got me thinking, would you or do you need there to be any sort of roofing or anything over it? And Jerry right now is showing us those before pictures, and there's those the tiny hoods over each of those windows on that side that we ended up taking off, but
yeah, I love that idea. I think what I can say is I have an application in for the facade grant for an awning across the whole front of the building. So that's probably a second item that I'm coming to you guys in a little bit, but I went through the facade grant process and I have the quotes together. I put that application together and submitted it. And that are my plans, is to put, it's a 8-foot projection, green and white striped awning that will go across the entire front of the building and provide that weather protection that some of those ledges that you're bringing up, I believe. So coming, but I couldn't get that all into this one application, so kind of a second step.
So when you say front, do you mean like where the service window
Right.
would be?
The front with.
Right, okay.
Correct. Yeah, the patio side.
Got it. Okay. All right.
So you'll be seeing me again for sure. Yep.
Got it. Okay, those were my questions.
Yeah, good thought. Yeah.
Anybody else have any questions?
I mean,
Okay.
the putting
Is-
up the brown wood's a little odd, but since it's all not original siding anyway, I don't know that it really alters it any more than it's already altered, so.
Our hope is to kind of match the picnic table vibe out there, similar tone wood, but stained and kind of together. So there is some brown tones out there already that we're trying to riff on, but I can totally understand that. We'll do our best to keep it, as aesthetically pleasing as possible. That's definitely the goal.
Is there a motion to approve or deny the application?
On motion to approve it.
There it is, right there.
Scott made a motion to
Second.
approve the application, including the sign,
Including the sign, yes.
and Lee supported the motion. Please take roll call.
Commissioner Barrage,
Yes.
Commissioner LaFave,
Yes.
Commissioner Lorraine,
Yes.
Commissioner Trucks,
Yes.
Commissioner Kriskowitz,
Yes.
Vice Chair Quinn,
Yes.
and Chairperson Kenny.
Yes. Motion passed.
Yeah.
You know the routine to get with Jerry, and he'll give you an approved certificate. Thank you very much.
Thanks,
We'll see
John.
you in a little bit.
Hey, thank you. I feel like I got everybody said yes, I think, right? Sorry,
Yes.
it's hard for me to hear a little bit there, but. Okay, great. Well, hey, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And like I said, you'll see me again. We're going to get a beautiful awning on the front of that building this year. So it's going to be awesome.
Sounds good.
Right on.
Okay, moving on to old business. I don't believe we have any old business on the agenda. Correspondence, has any correspondence been received that needs to be read into the record?
None.
Okay, staff reports.
Bear with me. Do you want to see that agenda or that packet again? If not, I don't have anything in writing for you. So, couple issues. Sorry, I'm looking at, I let in AI into our computer and I'm a little worried about it. I'm gonna start. Yeah, let's hang that up if we don't mind. Sorry. There we go. That creeps me out a little bit, I won't lie to you. Couple issues downtown on River Street in the past couple weeks. 411 River on the corner down here of River and Maple lost some bricks off the front of their building. You may notice the cones popped up all of a sudden. Well, first there were a couple cones and just a little tiny sign saying something that I didn't pay attention to, because when I go through there, it's early in the morning or I'm on my way to somewhere. And Tuesday's meeting, one of the commissioners asked me what was going on and informed me that there was bricks falling that I wasn't aware of. So I went down there with the police chief to meet with Lindsay Swiderski's contractor to discuss their project. And we walked over and realized the lintel on the front of that building had brick on it, that half of it was gone off the face, and nobody contacted us. So we shut down the sidewalk because the rest of it was pushed away and ready to come down. Contacted the owner, and then of course the business owner posted on Facebook that we roped her off like a police crime scene, and you know how that goes. Anyways, the owner was really responsive. He had hired a contractor 2 weeks prior, didn't show up. Well, he showed up really quick after that. Took all that brick off the lintel, and I will work with Sean, is the owner's name, to get a certificate to do whatever to repair that. It's going to be a little bit of a challenge. So whoever put that brick on that lintel, the lintel was obviously put there after the fact. They just set the brick on there and didn't attach it. They just mortared it together, and obviously the rain and the freeze pushed that stuff off of there. So he's gonna probably have to come up with some kind of creative idea to cover that beam up or something. We'll get a application for him to deal with that. That said, we came up with what we thought was a good plan for Lindsay Swiderski's project. The mason was going to put up a power lift, and then the police chief didn't really like that initially, so we asked him to start out with a man lift to evaluate see how bad it is up there before he set that rig up and blocked off the sidewalk and potentially the street. Well, the lift, he couldn't get the right lift to get him up that high, so he set up this smaller power scaffolding, and then he proceeded to rip the light pole apart right on the corner, so they damaged that. And when we were down there talking and getting that fixed, he's very nervous about the front of that building. He's not sure if he's gonna be able to do the work. I told him he had by the end of today, before I stopped him, to get an engineer involved. If it's that bad and an experienced mason that has 40 years of experience is nervous, I'm nervous.
Yikes.
We don't want that. I mean, there's some heavy stones up there. And if he starts dismantling and it comes down, that's a bad deal. Which potentially we could have to shut that road down while they're working on it. We gotta know what's happening, I guess, and we gotta keep everybody safe. So, kind of dual hat, I mean, we give them or give her the approval for the job, but it was supposed to be a tiny repair according to the building permit. It doesn't look so tiny anymore. I'll know more by the end of the day here, hopefully, unless he's quit and taken his stuff down and left. And then I'll get with Lindsay and have a conversation, but police chief's not excited about that intersection and the visuals with the recent accident there, and so it's a bad deal all the way around. We make sure we do it right. That said, we'll deal with that. Mr. Armour has started something on the front of his building today that didn't quite look like what we talked about, so I need to pay him a visit. He's got some wood tore off above that window. I thought we were replacing window trim and glass, so if anybody sees that, I'm on it. I saw the trailer there this morning. I thought they were going to do the brick repair, and I was going to meet him down there to look at brick and mortar. His response was, "No, I'm not doing the brick today. I'll get with you on Friday." That's where we're at with that. I'll see what's going on. If they started in on the window trim and realized the whole front of the building was rotten, that building's not that great a shape anyways, so we'll have to see what's going on there. Maddie walked home for lunch and she sent me a picture of it. And I've been in meetings right up until 5:02 here, so I gotta get down there and see what's going on with that. That being said, I'm really concerned about the rest of these buildings with this winter we had and the shape of some of these brick facades. I met with Andrew from the Chamber and DDA and Carmen and asked them to please put a little bug in everybody's ears to maybe we need to start looking at these a little better and maintaining them a little bit. They do take some regular sealing and maintenance on these, especially these upper cracks and these lintels and decorative features. That's the way it is. If water gets in there and freezes, they're gonna pop out. So that's the brick's nice, but if you don't maintain it, it's not so nice after a while. So something to keep in mind and maybe spread the word. I think we potentially could have problems here. We got problems already in my mind. It's a huge safety issue, and 30 feet of brick comes down on the sidewalk and nobody tells anybody.
Right.
So,
I had the old Riley building, you may not have known it, but I had that building, lots of indentations with brick raining down occasionally. So we demoed the building. So it's one fix.
gotcha.
Since
It's a problem. That was built in 1864. So that cement was even, that cement you could scratch out with a toothbrush.
There are facade grants out there, and Andrew's doing his best to get that word out, but
Yeah, we talked maybe a year and a half ago about possibly doing either workshops or some sort of thing for the business owners just so they could learn more about their buildings. You know, there are grant funds out there. We're a CLG. Surely we could figure out some way of doing some kind of a training or a public program about how to, what are the warning signs? Because, a brick building that is structural brick and not just a pretty curtain wall, which is what they do these days with masonry, but, you know, being able to know how to maintain it, you know, you gotta stop the water, and you start at the top and work your way down, you know, I mean, those are basics, you know, for brickwork. I think that maybe we should be more proactive.
Some outreach.
In terms of, like, let's show people what to look for.
Yep.
I'm happy to look to see if we could find a grant. I know it's not my job to apply for a grant, but I could research and see.
Do a very nice collage of shots all around town and publish it and say, looky.
Yeah.
Well, I certainly agree. I think if we don't do something, this is just gonna keep getting worse.
We tend to have people who are not experienced building owners, you know, that buy
Oh, yeah, our project.
buildings downtown, and I don't think are aware of what's involved.
Yep, I agree.
So if we're proactive about it, I mean, we can give the information before it's needed.
Yep.
And, you know, I was actually just at a meeting, the Rotary Club meeting this morning, and Carmen was talking a little bit about the facade grants and everything that is available through the chamber. If it's a facade grant on a building that has brick, maybe there should also be sort of like, that should be part of that process. So that would be something to talk with them, is your application. You know, a brick facade, you also need to include an inspection of your brick before we approve money for anything else, or something.
Right.
I don't know.
Yep.
That might be a little bit stepping on their toes, but it would be a way of making sure we're not putting money into what's really the wrong thing, you know?
And that being said, is there money out there where the city could hire an engineer to evaluate these in our district to be helpful, to say, okay, building owner, here, we're gonna evaluate this and tell you what's going on and what you have to do to prevent some of this, or God forbid we give them bad news, but better than no news until it's really bad.
Yeah, so, you know, this, because we're CLG, there's that state grant that we could apply for, but I think this year the deadline might be March 31st, so it's a little bit late to think about it. But over this next year, if the city could make a plan for like how, because we qualify, you get the money, you know, you're a CLG, so
Yeah.
what would we want to spend historic preservation money on, so.
So what do you think of maybe putting together, I've been trying to work on this flyer that we're talking about the signs, trying to get some letters out there. If we put together some sort of, maybe a couple workshops and invite the building owners here to maybe a meeting or a special meeting to sit down and bring some experts in to talk to them and say, here's what you own, here's how you maintain it, here's the signs. We don't know if they're gonna show up unless we try, and
Well, if there's an incentive or perhaps some money is available, I'm sure you'd pack the house.
turn it into, yeah, we can go after some help for you if you're,
Depending on the damage and circumstances.
You know, I'm the
Bring you
only
money
person,
if you come.
I'm the only person who's got any institutional memory on this, and we have tried in the past to have some meetings with building owners to discuss, you know, the various things that involve the HDC, and they were massively unattended. So I'm wondering whether or not we could, you know, develop some way that, you know, gets people to come here. I don't know what to do. I mean, certainly the DDA putting certain things in the facade grants would be a good idea, you know, this is a requirement to, you know, inspect the bricks, but it would be nice before that kind of thing happens, if we could get more of the building owners here to, you know, just discuss the problem and what they're likely to come up with if they ever do want to go for a facade grant, or what they need to maintain their building.
Is there a stat that shows how how many buildings are actually residential owners as opposed to long-distance owners. I'm under the impression it's mostly people in town who own the buildings.
I can print out an owner report telling where they live, at least where their primary address is. Yeah.
So that,
We've
yes.
done presentations to the DDA since I've been here. And we went to the downtown business meetings and did a presentation. We did one at the chamber, because of the fact that they're not coming to us. So we decided to go to them.
You know, I think.
Unfortunately, with a DDA in that, you don't often get business owners, because like Scott was saying, a lot of them are absentee owners.
Or building owners, yeah. You don't get building owners, you get business
Yeah, and a
owners.
lot of times you
Yeah.
get employees, you know, that,
The manager
So,
lost it, no money.
I'm not a contractor like Ed, right? You know, when I need to fix something at my house, at first I go to YouTube, right? Don't we all do that? So what if we came up with, and it might, probably we wouldn't even need to create these things, we would just need to find them and like create a space, maybe on the Historic District Commission page on the website, like, you know, these are
Fix it.
common things, you know, and make sure that they're either from the national, you know,
Historic Preservation Office,
or something.
or even some of the recordings from the classes.
Yeah, and then if we do have any sort of presentation, let's videotape it and get it, videotape it, no one does that anymore, but you know what I mean. It's like, let's record it.
I knew what you meant.
It's okay, I was at a meeting this morning, someone said mimeograph, and I laughed out loud, so, we'll explain it to you guys later. But, you know, then we have it, and it's Manistee branded,
Yeah.
you know, so it
Good, that's-
becomes then something like, whenever we do any kind of thing like that,
Yeah.
it can just help to grow the body of knowledge for everyone, so.
That's a good idea
Just
as
giving
well.
you so much more work there, Jerry, but.
No, that's okay. I would rather do this work than go tell somebody's parents that brick fell on their kid.
Exactly.
This is scaring me a little bit, I won't lie to you. Anything we can come up with, and you know, I even thought about, you know, if we can start planning now and I can start knocking on doors and making those phone calls to the owners and say, do you want to come to a presentation, or do you want me to come in as a building official and tell you something bad? Let's choose the proactive approach and try to figure out how to prevent these things and get you help if you can't afford to fix them. Because I agree, Lee, a lot of people don't understand what they own. And the ones that do understand, really, I'm finding they're not all that interested in spending any money on it.
And if you wait until the work needs to be done, it's too late to get a grant to help cover the costs.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're proactive, then it gives you time to apply for a grant,
Yep.
which could take, 3-6 months.
Right.
And it's never gonna cost less than it costs today.
That's
right.
true.
It's just in, you know, contracting, it's never
So
gonna
we
cost
need
less.
to have a program in place to offer them before you go around and bust them, I would think. Make it user-friendly.
Yeah, yeah. I think I'd like to put together, hopefully with your all help, some sort of outline of how we can either hold some roundtables this summer into fall, even if we have to drive it home, record them, put them on the website, invite some true professionals that do this every day in here to say, this is, this fellow that's working down here's got 40 years of experience doing masonry work on these buildings. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to fix them. He knows how to maintain them. Those types of people to give us little tidbits. Put this together, and then I don't have any problem knocking on the door and giving them, here's the good news and here's the bad news. Good news is we're going to help you. The bad news, if you ignore it, you're going to see me in a whole different way. And when it gets to that, we're in trouble. Everybody's in trouble, the whole community at that point. So I don't like that hat. I'd rather do this work up front. It's not necessarily what I had in mind for the summer, but I'd rather be promoting the good things about, come buy a building in Manistee. That's the fun marketing part, right? But this preventative maintenance is I think, really important at this point in time. If we get another winter like this, oh boy, next year could be worse if we don't start thinking about this. We're not gonna get another winter like this, just saying, but
Knock on wood.
I'm over this, but that really was at the top of my list of things to talk about today. We got a lot of moving and shaking, a lot of tire kicking. I think I told you the music vault that was sold. I got a preliminary plan that I didn't give him the right answers. I haven't heard back from him, neither has Andrew. He's trying to put in more bedrooms than he can. There's no windows to get out. You can't put a bedroom there. So he's trying to reevaluate his plan. What else? The bank building, I think somebody asked about last time, PNC. There are still conversations on that project. I'm happy to report, Lee, we got that bakery sign to the museum. That's,
Told my daughter about it, she was tickled.
we owe the DPW guys that helped me something. I say we because you told me to go do that. That sign was heavy. Holy moly.
Bigger than you think.
So, there's steel pipes running right through the center of that.
Wow.
So I'm very grateful that they took it down and put it in the building. And I don't know, one of the panels on the bottom was broken. Mark thought they'd be able to get it restored and fix it up, but
Nice.
I had this vision that this thing was gonna be pretty light and Jerry was gonna be able to pull up to it and just flop her in the back of my truck. Those two big DPW fellows had a hard time lifting it. I helped, and Maddie, we were trucking through the snow, and so we got that done. Mark's really happy. The Hotel Northern, I guess they're calling it, that project's coming along very well. They got their framing on the interior done. Connected Angie with the project manager there. Sounds like there's gonna maybe be a tour. If any of you folks want to go look at it, I don't have any problem calling up and saying, hey, we're coming for a visit. We could do that one or two at a time. I'm there back and forth all the time. They don't really schedule anything. They just call me and say, hey, can you come over and take a look? We've got some challenges with the gas meters, electric meters. They want to put them on the north side of that building where they probably shouldn't be, but we're going to try to help them out, move the sidewalk, it sounds like. They're starting the electrical and mechanical now. They did change from, I think they took out 3 one-bedrooms and made 2 two-bedrooms. So we're getting a couple 2-bedrooms out of it now instead of all 1-bedrooms. So that's a good thing. They're pretty happy about that. Should see the elevator shaft starting to go up here pretty quick. So that's exciting. I don't know if they're gonna meet their deadline though. There's still a lot of work there. It might carry into next year. They're hoping to be done this end of this year, but we'll see.
When they told me, they were still thinking that it would be this fall,
Yeah,
but that
Right.
July was going to be super busy. So we'll just have to
I
see
hope
whether
so,
they have a
but-
space ready for us. So yeah.
I hope they can get the people there to work. That's what I'm hoping. That's the key to it. What else is happening? There's a lot happening, I won't lie to you. There's projects all over the place. I see we got a couple buildings that are still for sale downtown here that, we'll see, we did. So what building was it that I think we gave them a C of O down here for the guy to do the windows. Now it's up for sale down by the purple paintbrush.
The insurance building,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we had a guy call, he wanted to live in it. Just wants to live on the first level. We had to tell him no, unless you do a storefront and then live in. He just couldn't figure out why he thought it'd be so cool if he'd just walk off the sidewalk into his house. So, everybody's thinking, everybody's got an idea. Yeah, I really got the whole maintenance thing on my brain right now. I apologize. I had a really good report to give you, but that one kind of got taken over today, so. That's about all I have. If you got any questions for me, it's here, it's just tucked back in. And I promise eventually you'll start getting written reports again, as soon as this chill grant is over with. May 31st is the, fingers crossed. We do have projects that they're going. We got roofs done already. We got
Floors.
flooring's going in. We had an electrician quit before he signed the contracts. We had 6 jobs to give him, and he said he didn't want them. So I just took another electrician out, and we should be getting bids this week. They're small projects, smoke detectors, clean up some safety hazard type things, but that's exciting. We got around the whole lead thing very nicely without too many people being too mad. If anybody asks, we will do it again, but a lot different. So I would like to see some kind of rehab program in some of these old commercial buildings too. If we could find something like that, that would be nice to get a hold of. But I think for now, that's it. We got a lot of work to do.
Sounds good. There's no public comment today because we don't have any public, so I'll skip that on the agenda. Any meetings and training attended by the members of the commission that you would like to talk about? Okay,
Before you adjourn, I'm sorry. I got one more important thing that I missed last.
go ahead.
The Milwaukee boat.
Mm-hmm.
And did I tell you guys about this yet? I'm gonna need some help, I think. I had a young fellow visit me. His name is Titus? Yeah. Titus, he's on their board, and he wants us to help them with a grant. And I said, did I tell you guys about this? I don't know if
I think I briefly remember some discussion about it. It's not
Okay.
in the historic district, but I think we
It's a
discussed
national-
supporting them.
It's an NHL, and so as a CLG, we have
so we
at
can.
least some
Okay.
role to play. But
Yeah, so he wants us to partner the CLG money, right? Their board is looking at $1 million renovation on that boat.
Okay.
They want to tow it out of here and take it to, is it Duluth or wherever they do the dry dock in Wisconsin. They want to put it up, cut the shaft off, plug all the holes, repaint it, tow her back, and put it back in place.
Wow.
It's, right now, it's $1 million. Well, in 2 years, when they want to do it, it's going to be more.
Oh, yeah.
But this young fellow is really excited. He's looking for any funding options they can get. He's knocking on doors or taking whatever they can get, and they really want to partner with us. The city manager thinks it's a good idea to help, so if anybody can point me in the right direction there or wants to help with that process.
So they want the money, they don't specifically, they haven't already identified a grant that they want you to partner on, okay.
Well, he called out that grant.
CLG grant,
Yeah.
yeah, which, again, I think the deadline is March 31st for this year, so.
Yeah, well, what
Yeah.
I told, and I did tell him that I thought, first I didn't know if a boat would qualify, if we would be able to even apply for it. But then I did a little bit of reading, and I think because it's a historic landmark, we can. But there is a lot of work on their end that they gotta get us some hard numbers and a good plan. Then we're gonna have to get a resolution together for city council to support and go through that whole process. So I'm not a grant writer. I don't wanna put any more expense on them than we have to. So if anybody has any experience in that, I'm willing to learn anything. I got 2 of the smartest people working in our department now that I've ever had in my life. So I know on my limitations, but Maddie and Jackie can figure out just about anything. And I'm not afraid of hard work, so anything that you folks can provide as help or support of that, whether it be just
Yeah.
look here, do that, or whatever.
Did the county hire a grant writer?
Not that I'm aware of, but
No, there was some discussion at some point.
maybe.
Maybe you and I can meet with him separately.
Okay,
And, because, I mean, there's always different ways that you could finance a giant project like that. My guess is they've probably started identifying possibilities, there's probably others. But, you know, like, it's even possible sometimes to get like your congressional representative to, you know, help with some funding, particularly if it's something like a National Historic Landmark. So I don't think we would ever go and just ask for like the River Street, but NHL is kind of like a whole different thing. And there might even be funds through the federal government for that as well. So,
Okay.
yeah, I will be happy sometime in the next week to maybe do some research and just see what's out there.
Okay.
But I don't think we would make any 2026 deadlines for the CLG grant, but they can put a project in place for next year.
That's
as a
what I was
possibility, yeah.
anticipating, yeah. The young fellow's in college up in, way up in northern, I guess it is. So we met with him via Zoom. He would love to talk. Remember his last name?
I don't.
I'll send you his information note and, yeah, anything we can, this is gonna be a long project, so it's not something I can just put on my desk until it's a problem. We gotta be a little proactive with this, and I think it would be a great thing to, if it can happen. That's a big project. That'd be kinda cool, watching them tug that. Just the
Oh, man.
tugboat alone is a
Yeah.
huge expense, so. I wonder if they can even move it. That's what I can envision that thing stuck there in the mud. I don't know how long it's been there, but,
Well, it used to be in Frankfurt though, right?
Yes,
Yes, I
Is
mean,
it?
it hasn't
Okay.
been there
yeah.
eternally, it's only been
Okay.
25 years?
25 years, yes.
I'm thinking.
okay, well,
I moved there like this second time I worked at the Roadway Inn or Manistee Hotel or whatever you want to call it. And that was 2002, 3?
okay.
It settled down, I'm sure.
He did say they had a diver patch up some holes. They got some.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
They had a valve or something break on the inside and they had to have an emergency repair done. So,
You know,
Yeah.
this is an election year, and it may be easier to get the congressman or maybe even some of the current candidates to look at something that could give them some good positive publicity in a congressional election year.
it's good thinking.
They don't do earmarks anymore the same way that they used to, but you can still potentially.
No, but having the support is worth something.
Yeah, the politicians should do something positive, right?
Instead of blowing things up.
That's an oxymoron.
Or a candidate that wants to be a politician. Okay, that said,
We still
We
have
won't go
member
down that road.
discussion.
Okay, it really sucks.
Would the members like to discuss anything?
Well, I have a question. I was wondering about, I know when I first joined the board, Teresa said, we could access like files and stuff for the buildings. Like, so when I was looking at the outsider, I don't know what year it was built, so then what kind of,
The history
architecture
or-
it should follow, or what era I should be even comparing it to. So I was just wondering if we have like a way to access it, from home, like the BSA software or some kind of a thing where we could like see all the permits and stuff for different buildings instead of having to like come in and get permission to look at the files or something.
so I would say no.
Okay.
Oftentimes, when we receive the application, it includes historical photos. And I think he's been here before the commissioners a few times. So his original application, I think, had photos, historical photos with it.
Right.
So you missed that part,
Yeah.
so my apologies for that.
But even, going down to the museum, they have a lot of great information down there about buildings.
Yeah.
So there was a gentleman, Steve Harold, that was the director when I bought my buildings, and he came to me, showed me, gave me a list of everyone that was in it, and it was really, really, really neat.
Yeah, I like that. But usually, when I think about it, it's like when I'm laying in bed at night and I'm like, oh, if I could just like read this while I fall asleep, because it's so much
Sure.
to actually get out in the day and investigate it.
So you've got, I mean, when something comes before the commission, there's a file somewhere. It's
Somewhere.
probably in a file cabinet in a dusty room somewhere on the second floor, or maybe, I don't know, in a crawl space somewhere here in this building. But there's probably something. I think while we're looking for money for stuff, digitizing that would certainly make it easier to go back through and say, oh yeah, we talked about this building once before, let's see what else.
Before the commission was even in existence, there were a couple studies that were done. One of them was pretty complete in terms of like an inventory of all the buildings downtown, which had pictures of all the buildings and everything.
I have a copy of that
You-
from
Well, that could
W.T. Staggy worked on that. Remember
Yeah,
WT?
yeah.
I have
And there was some consulting company
Yes.
also did one.
It was
But
all-
those, I'm sure that those exist somewhere, And if we had it in paper, because it would be in paper, because they go back 40 years or so.
So those two pictures, Angie asked me to bring up the historical photo that was emailed from Katie. Well, I don't have access to those emails, so I went digging, and I found that those two photos I put up, that was an inventory that Denise created. That's the first time I've ever seen an inventory reference. So we have two different sources that are digitized. One's a Laserfiche, which the clerk deals with, and then our community development and our shared drive. And I typed in the address and that's what I found. The application that he brought before had one picture in it that was,
When it was a car
Probably.
dealership?
yeah,
Yeah.
but it was, you couldn't hardly see it. It was a blurry pamphlet or something.
Got it.
Probably the picture that you were talking about. Katie, I think, had her own set of files somewhere. So I gotta work on getting that over to the city. Because anytime I go there, she can produce what I'm asking for, so.
So the other option, I think, too, is when we get an application, if we reach out to Mark at the museum and ask him if he has any historical photos. Not that he needs to get 8 requests for historical photos, but just maybe one on behalf of the commissioners or on behalf of the building owner, the applicant.
I've actually been asking the applicants to provide those, and like this one, I get it the day of the deadline, and sometimes I backdate them because I'm too nice, and
Or ask the applicant if they've checked at the museum for any historical photos that they could include.
yeah, and that's what I've been doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Lakeside Club got a grant from Energy and bought 2 scanners to digitize all of their old files. Now, we've gotten started. The plan is when that project is done, and there's like going back to 1885, like board meeting minutes and all that kind of, so it's a lot of stuff. But when they're done, those scanners are going to the historical museum. And maybe another project could be trying to get all of these paper historic district documents digitized as well. And that's a next year thing, potentially, but, if we're looking for grant money for different stuff, I'm with you. If I can see, like, what the building was supposed to look like during the time that we're saying the historic district significance is. It just makes it easier for us to make decisions about, no, that never would have been there, or, you know, this is appropriate and it goes back to the way that maybe it was built.
Let's put it on the applicant. It's part of our application. Bring historic pictures if you can find some.
What's the name of that study?
I don't know, but I have it. I
Oh.
know I have it. It's
There's
hand-drawn
probably-
like that, and it's each block.
It was probably a historic sites and structures inventory.
I gotta find it.
Or something
You'll know what
like
it is.
that.
You'll probably remember it right away. But I
I'm gonna
don't,
look through all my old files, because I may have it too.
yeah, it's like 17 inches long.
And I think those have to get submitted to the state,
Yeah?
so the state might have it.
Oh, that's true.
Hmm.
I'll look.
So,
I know I've grabbed it in the past and said, you know, maybe I should just toss this. And I just thought it was so cool.
Jerry, is there a file somewhere that contains the various consultants and reports that have been done over the years? Because there have been.
If I know the name of the file. So, here's one, us 26. Historic structure report.
that might be it.
There's the one from 2007. It's probably the 2006 that you're talking about, maybe?
No, this is way back.
The district survey report.
North Pier.
So there's a North Pier one. Cool.
It's all hand-drawn, hand sketched. It's
You know,
really,
you know,
really
we bought
cool.
our building in
Hmm.
1981, I think. And I know that there were some things in existence in like 81 and 82 that we used to sort of do some of the renovations that were done.
Yep, yeah.
Pine and Forth Historical Museum. Map. I think it comes down to how it's labeled and what, if I know what I'm looking for, I can do the search and,
Go down one, it says survey report, inventory of historic district.
oh, there we go.
That's what I'm looking at.
That's Denise, yep. Well, there's addresses.
There's also an information sheet for each address in the historic district.
Won't lie to you, that's the first time I've ever seen that.
Regarding the foundation, the roof, the period it was built, the type of architecture, statement of significance. And that's in the Commercial Historic District Survey Report from 2007.
Did you see that in this file? Do you have that in your book, or where do you see that?
It's on the website.
Oh, okay.
It's published on the website.
On our website?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've read through it. And that might be the document you're talking about.
Could be. I mean, it looked
157 pages long.
blocks.
There you go.
Is that,
That might be it, yeah.
because it was all hand-drawn. I'm like, that's cool. 'Cause
I will do my best to find what I can find.
but
If
4:30.
they're really, unless you come down here and sit in front of the computer, there's no good access to,
Can you,
The
maybe,
garden
Remoting
jewelry
in?
store,
yeah, I was,
Bigger.
unfortunately.
yeah, it was the gardener for about 9.
Well, I'll look for that. I know I have it. I don't think it's,
178.
Well, if anybody wants me to digitize anything, I
I
can
want to have Mark come over, because.
sneak it in on a Friday while we're working on the lakeside project. so.
That's an interesting building.
Yeah, and then, of course, transition to the sidewalk. There's still 2 original entrances to the building, with the corbels and the brick on them. So I don't know, when obviously the road was lower.
Have we concluded the member discussion?
No. Catherine's off on a tangent.
I see that.
Meeting adjourned.
Is there any more discussion by the members? Okay. May we have a motion for adjournment?
Yeah.
I'll make a
Second.
motion.
We got Scott and Ed. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Thank you.
Aye, aye, aye.
So yeah, my mother-in-law, well, she owned both buildings, the well nested and yours.
Oh, my goodness.
Gotta give